Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous, my adventures
Incoming message.
at and near Dav's Hope. And the reason I say at and near, we're going to do some manufactured material gathering. We're also going to do some raw material gathering. Because we're getting to the point where I'm getting bored with it, and which I always do. Like those high density composites are full. Our inventory's full, we can't take anymore. So when we get probably up to 25% of the materials full, we'll go and do something else. We'll do raw material gathering. Like I've mentioned in the last couple of videos, polonium we've started to see, and it has been a rare material, and I don't remember ever collecting it, but I've been collecting it over the last few days, so kind of caught my attention because I haven't seen it before. And then when I looked it up, it's been in the game for a while, so it was just more rare. We relog so we can collect more materials. This is one of those places you just do it until you just can't stand it anymore, and it won't fill up your manufactured materials, but you just do it till you're done. Until they just need to stick a fork in you because you're done. That's kind of the way I feel about it a lot of times. I get because it's so monotonous. You just do the same thing over and over and over again. But they're so important, the materials. They're very well needed for your gameplay, so. And to the left, you can see shield emitters 116 of 250, so we're less than half on that one. And heat dispensing plate 88 of 250, 81 of 150 on the configurable components. Heat exchanges 72 of 200, so we're not even halfway on some, but we've already maxed out. Like that tall one you see in the distance there, it's already maxed out. It says inventory full. And it's usually the one that fills up first. And no, I don't make the fastest laps or any of that. Something I really need to gather these materials, but I'm not trying to do it in the quickest time. And I know many have thought that I just don't like the game. Yeah, I do like the game. There's just a few things that I don't like about the game. Like interdictions, I don't like those. Stuck throttles, I don't like those in Super Cruise.
Incoming message.
How even on dirt you slide like it's ice. I'm not extremely excited about that. And when you're interdicted, it a lot of times faces you in the opposite direction. When you leave a planet going to another destination, a lot of times most of the time the destination is behind the planet, so you got to super cruise first, or you got to, you usually have to super cruise before you can make a jump many times. So there's a few things. The obstacle course part of the game I'm not extremely excited about. got some realism, and then in other areas it's not much realism. Like you getting carjacked every time you go to the grocery store 2 or 3 times, or up to 7 times. It's just not realistic. Now, Frontier is starting to listen to their game players. They've made a lot of changes in the past 3 to 6 months based on complaints from their players. And I'm really excited about that. They should listen to their players. Now, they should give more options, like in the settings, so those that want it to be more difficult can. Now, they need to make more options in solo mode. And maybe you can't carry everything into open. I'd be fine with that. For one, I don't play open. And I skipped that last one because we're full on that one. High density composites. I think that's what it is. High density something. So that's what I would like to see. Like on interdictions, you can set in solo, low, medium, high, never ending, if you wish. Those that are constantly defending Frontier, they should do the never ending. But my YouTube channel is becoming more of just a support for my gameplay, not in monetary support, because there's not any. But for I don't get bored quite so quickly. That's kind of the way I need to view it. And in the future, I'll probably do far less videos, because we just don't get support. So there is a price for that, not getting support. Yeah, it didn't pick it. Sometimes you'll glance at it and choose it, and it picks one that's far away. I'm not real thrilled about that one either. After this round, we'll probably go out and gather some raw materials. Just kind of mix it up a little bit. But in the past, I would do more checking it out. Well, I've already checked it out in the past. And if we got a lot more support and viewers and things like that, then I would do that more. But since we don't, it's just to come along. It's just to support my gameplay and Like cargo missions, I have to do cargo missions. I just have to keep enough. Because it's 25 million per week in upkeep. And yes, Frontier needs to cut that. I'd like to see that cut in about a fourth or fifth of what it is. It's a little bit too much. It's too much grinding that has to go on. They have been helping with the tritium. Slow down the grinding. It's probably still not enough, but it's just dark. Now we're looking for raw materials. The upper level is Dav's Hope. But things spawn, so they'll wind up showing up. As they always do. But I like this part too. Like collecting raw materials. Now there's a crater back over here. That has a lot of stuff in it, including raw materials. It's a really good place to look for stuff. So we might go over there. I might have saw that polonium over there. Yep, I see some lower over here now, so. We probably have enough materials that we can go ahead and go out to Jameson. A lot of times I'll leave here when that high density fills up, because then everything else is close to half. The other materials that you're able to gather. So we'll do a little bit of raw materials and then we'll go to Jameson crash site. And collect the encoded materials there and do some raw material gathering too. And we'll go back and I want to test those burst laser weapons. There's one right there. You can tell it's a different color and it's bigger and yeah, we probably won't go back to the compound at Dav's Hope. Well, but we'll be back. We're always back to Dav's Hope, because it's just part of our standard routine grind that we do. Now we're getting some material over here. I was going to go to the crater, but as long as there's enough material over here, let me stay over here. The targeting can't stay on the target. So why is it targeting then if it can't stay on the target? But really, if I was doing what's best for the channel and my gameplay, it would be just running cargo missions until we get to the 10 billion. But I get bored too quickly. I have to do something different. So, because my focus is not really the channel as much anymore, since we can't get enough of the viewers to care. So I do more of about what I need to do for my gameplay. And that's why it's become a come along videos. Yeah, YouTube's not what it's really cracked up to be. Some have their dynamic speakers or whatever. They're real people oriented, and they were really made for that. But I guess I'm not as made for that. It just doesn't work out for me quite so well. See, in the last few times I've been out here, I haven't seen the polonium like I was seeing before. Could have been closer to the crater, I don't know. But we got quite a bit. We're about a quarter of the way full on our polonium. And I do use a VR headset. Yeah, my son is a really good game player, and he doesn't do YouTube videos at all. He just don't care for it. So I probably should have just kind of taken it from him, because it's not what it's cracked up to be. Like that commercial that talks about, you gotta try it, it's terrible. That's what I refer to YouTube. You should try it, it's terrible. It is terrible. Some have the knack though, they can draw people with the simplest things. But we've had, 23,000 viewers. That part's been pretty good, but it's just not enough. 23,000 views, about 12,000 viewers. But like I said, I have an alternative motive. Because it helps me from getting as bored when I'm doing videos. But I'll probably spend less time on the videos in the future. I might act like I'm doing a video, I don't know. Oh, maybe that'll work better. Just act like I'm making a video and don't actually do it. Because it's the editing and things that take a lot of time, and so, but like I said, I just bring you along and I give you all my frustrations about everything. There's plenty of them. In this COVID era, it's not making things any better. I mean, I'm an on-call technician, so You know, I've worked from home for probably 6-7 years straight, and then it was 50% of the time before that. So I'm used to working from home, but it's where when you go to the store or something like that, you have to wear a mask and gloves all the time, and it's just a little nerve-wracking. Can't go visit my parents because they're getting older, and trying to keep them safe, and yeah. It's not so good. And if you enjoy sports, I mean, that's a mess right now. Oh. I haven't been to a stadium in decades. But, I probably shouldn't say that because it kind of tells you I'm old. But the average age for someone that plays Elite Dangerous is like 37. Seems like the older crowd seems to like Elite Dangerous. I don't really care as much for the PvP type games. I like the virtual reality type games. Now, Frontier, I think, wants to make it closer to a PvP, PvE game than virtual reality. And the only reason I'm doing hunting is just to add some to my combat rating. I doubt I'll ever be elite like I am in trade and explore. I just don't see that happening. There's polonium. Maybe we're closer to the... See, we got 57 of 150. See, I don't remember seeing those before. And now I'm starting to see them. So it's kind of caught my attention. They're probably out this direction toward the crater. I think most of the ones I've seen are toward the crater. We'll go ahead and go to Jameson crash site on the next video, and after that head back toward Cios and do some cargo running. There's a couple of them over here to the left, and then there's one here to the right. But I like doing raw material trading at near Dav's Hope. I do like that. It's one of the more interesting places for gathering materials. Sis, ship. I'll let the ship kind of find a landing spot and take out some of these and because I'm about ready to go to Jameson, the crash site. The ship will stay there until we get further than 7.5. Now, if it parked that far away, then there's a good chance it won't stay. So I have to call it down again. Okay, well, I'm about ready. Yeah, it's about 1,000. But we have the same boredom at Jameson crash site where you have to keep relogging to gather all those encrypted materials. No, there's really basically two. You get a few others, but it's basically the two. And then you can spread those around at the material trader. Now, that's one thing about Ceos and Sothis. There is a material or manufactured material and an encoded material trader there. It just needs to be a raw material trader there. In that area, you have to come all the way back here to around Dav's Hope to get a raw material trader. Is this down? Check on our time. Yeah. Be sure to catch our next video when we travel to Jameson crash site and collect encoded materials. So until the next video, thank you for watching. Goodbye.